Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the ChoOyn double layer 4-person tent. And I want to see if this thing really lives up to the hype. Alright everybody, welcome back. So we are going to be setting this up outside. I bought this on a recommendation. A friend of mine from YouTube said, you got to try this thing out. It's really amazing. The price isn't too bad. They say it's a 4-person tent. I don't know about that. My general rule is, with tents that say 3 or 4 people, always subtract 1 or 2 depending, because you're carrying gear and you're going to want to put that in there. It's not just for sleeping. So maybe a good 2-person tent. I don't know. I haven't set it up yet. We'll see when we set it up. I want to give you a little bit of information. The reason I bought it, like I said, is this was recommended to me from another YouTuber who said, hey, you know what? Try this out. And he'd seen one of my videos talking about buying on Banggood, and that's where this came from. So I will leave you a link for it if you're interested. So we will try it out and see. It's a double layer, waterproof, windproof, anti-UV tent. Now, waterproof, we've seen tests with waterproof tents. I don't know. We'll have to try it out and see. Again, buy a tent that's good for your area. Out here, I have to worry about rain maybe 4 days a year. And sometimes it really rains, but it really rains for about an hour and then it's over. So it's not really the biggest concern of mine as far as out here. Now, if you're going to be traveling, you have to remember that. If I'm going to be going to, say, Arizona, if I'm going to be going to, say, Oregon, take that in mind when you're buying a tent. But for preparedness, having a tent that you could take with you and set up somewhere in a bug-out situation is really handy. And that's one of the reasons I recommend an inexpensive yet somewhat decent tent. You don't have to spend, $1,400 on some of these ultra-light, crazy expensive tents. A good tent should run you anywhere from $100 to $200, maybe $300 depending on the size. Now again, if you have a large family and you're going to need several of them or a big one, that's a whole different story. And yeah, you can always go to Walmart and buy one of those Coleman, big family tents. They're not bad, some of them. Some of them are horrible, so it depends on which one you get. So that's why I'm reviewing this today. Now this is made with Oxford cloth, PU cutting, that's polyurethane waterproofing. Outside material is 10T polyester with a waterproof coating. Seasons, they say it's 4 seasons. I don't know. Again, I have to try that more in extreme cold. Probably not. Although it does have a nice mesh and you can breathe and you'll get that kind of air circulation in there in the summer. All right, you got a capacity of 4 people, they say. Unfolded size, 200 by 200 by 130 centimeters. I will convert that later. Storage size, the weight on it, 3.8 kilograms. And the main color that this comes in is green. Now that's cool with me, no big deal. So we're going to unpack it here, take a look at it really quick. I'm going to back up the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to take it outside and set it up, because pretty soon my front yard's going to have all rocks over it. The grass has died and gone away, and it would cost too much to keep it going. So we're just going to put rocks out there. So let me get this set up for you, backed up a little bit, and we'll pull everything out. All right, so let's unzip it. Yeah, you'll notice a big pile of rocks out there. We are going to be rocking the front yard, so setting up tents out there is going to be kind of difficult. All right, fits in there fairly well. I got styrofoam on this, by the way. That's what all that white stuff is. I opened the thing that had styrofoam in it over it when it was open. So let's undo the tie. Okay, fairly simple. Let's pull it out here and see what we got. I'm not going to, obviously, not going to unfold the whole thing on camera, but I'm going to show you the accessories. Now I can already tell, just by feeling, that I'm going to want to replace these tent stakes, because they feel pretty cheap. Okay, the poles, I'll give you a full look at them. They seem pretty substantial. These are big poles. So it probably is a larger tent. For the size, if it does turn out to be a good 4-person tent, I'm pretty impressed with how small it packs down. Again, that's, if you ever tried to repack a tent after getting it new, you'll understand the frustration. The guy wire is actually decent. This is decent paracord. Sometimes they give you that string. This is actually decent. I do like the orange because it kind of highlights it so people don't walk into it. But yeah, the stakes, they're going to go in the garbage when I get new ones. They're cheap, just cheap metal. We are going to put it up with this today and see how it works. But eventually I'm going to upgrade these, so be it. Let's take a look at the poles really quick. And then let's get our butts outside in this cold weather and set this thing up. Okay, and they are in plastic. All right. Like I said, after you've been doing YouTube reviews for so long, you start to hate tape and plastic. All probably your front piece sticking out there. And these are probably going to be the two cross members, if I'm correct here. Looks like it. Okay, cool. All right. So these feel good. They feel well made. They don't feel cheap. You know, decent. They will flex a little bit. So let's get it outside. I'm gonna walk you through step by step. I'm gonna do a step, show it to you on video, then do the next step, show it to you on video. Because if I were to sit here and set this up one by one, it would take forever. So let me get it spread out on the ground there and bring you back. Now I have flattened out the area here. As you can tell, my grass is dead, and you can see my rock off in the distance, and there's always got to be a vehicle passing by on our dead street normally. This is how I'm going to put it down, okay? Now, I'm looking at this thing going 4-person. I don't think so. More like a 2-person tent with gear. But that's the footprint that I have down. You'll notice the stakes are out. Not the stakes, the poles are out across. What you're going to do is put one in each pocket, bend it up, put it in the other pocket, and then you have clips along the top here. I'll show you that once it's finished, what it looks like. Fairly simple to put together, honestly. It does not have the bathtub bottom that I like, you know, the thick, heavy plastic on the bottom. So I would advise to use a ground cloth on this. Again, I'm not going in this today, so I'm just setting it up to show you. But especially with like how it is here with all these little rocks and stuff and little things on the ground, even though I swept a little bit to give you an area to set up, I would put a ground cloth under it just to be safe. So let me get the things set up on the side, the poles, and we will try it out. Alright, so you can see it set up. I have to say, even though with these tents, sometimes when you're putting the poles in, you know, one side goes up across and then it falls flat to one side. So even doing it single person, right here myself, very simple to set up, very easy to set up. If you were just going to use this for, say, a shade in the daytime, heck, that'd be perfect. But I would definitely say this is a 2-person tent. Now I do have to pull out the sides a little bit down here and even it up a little bit. But looks pretty good for just throwing it up. I mean, I didn't do anything special. Very easy to do. Probably would stake it out normally. We are going to have to stake out the rainfly, I believe. But let's get the rainfly out here and try it out. And I'm going to put it over the top, show you what it looks like just put over the top, and then we're going to put it down. Alright, so there we go. We've got it fully set up. We are going to go inside and look at it. I'm actually impressed with this thing. All of the seams inside are taped. You know, I took a quick look inside. To set it up was very, very easy. The only disappointment is needing a ground cloth. You know, I kind of like, I hate to say it, but those Coleman tents that have that like tarp type material, that thick plastic material, the rainfly is very heavily coated. You can feel it's a rubberized coating underneath it. So it's definitely waterproof. I would worry a little bit about water getting in on the insides here. Again, I'm in a very dry climate. I'm not going to go spend, you know, $700-800 for a tent that's going to be waterproof when I wouldn't go out in the rain to begin with. And during an emergency, it only rains here for a good hour, 45 minutes, whatever. If it gets wet, it gets wet, you know, for me personally. But I'm impressed with the little thing, you know. It's actually very easy to set up. It was a whole lot easier to set up than some of the cheaper Coleman tents I've tried. So let's take a quick walk around really quickly here. Move the camera carefully because I got a bigger tripod now. I want it to bump into my legs. You can kind of see what it looks like from the rear. You do have nice screened windows, nice ventilation, cross ventilation if you want it. I'm probably not going to stake it out because you see where the stakeout points are here. You would just stake that out down into the ground, but I'm probably not going to do that, just, you know, for setting it up. You can see what it looks like. And it actually was very easy to set up. Alright, so I'm going to take the camera off the tripod here. We're going to go inside, and I'm going to let you see what it looks like inside. And I have to say I'm impressed. The seams are all taped up nicely. Stitching is done very, very well on this. Maybe I understand why it was recommended to me. So let's get inside and check it out. I would say definitely enough room for 2 people in here. We can go beyond that. I want you to take a look up close here at this. This is how they stitched taped the seams, I'm sorry. It is like a polyurethane thick coating. It is very well on there. Very neatly done all throughout the tent. Everywhere. So I am impressed with it. You got a little sack on the side there. And there's your back window if you want to tie it up. Let's wear it in there. The sun's beating down. You know, it is winter in the desert here, but the sun's kind of beating down on my back, so it is warm. But it's not warm in here because it's sunshade as well. So I like it. I would definitely see myself setting up in here with my gear for an emergency or any kind of thing, definitely like the little tent. So let's tear it all down and bring it inside, and I will pack it up, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it, and I'll tell you where you can get it and the price. All right, welcome back. We're back inside. I just wanted to show you quickly what we got here. I have the main body of the tent rolled up. I saved this out for a reason because I wanted to show you how well coated that is. There is a heavy polyurethane coating on the back of the rainfly, and the rainfly does cover up a whole lot of the tent. Basically, very simple to set up. You're going to take your poles, you're going to put them out across the tent once it's down. There will be clips on the tent to just clip as you go up around the thing. You clip them both sides, that way and that way, and you're done. You stick these into the holes in the bottom, the tent poles, into the holes in the bottom that are provided for you. Stake the tent out and you're finished. The rainfly, I guess you could stake it out if it's going to be really windy. I would probably stake it out using it normally, because we do get winds here once in a while out of nowhere. Let me quickly show you this before I put everything away and give you the last little bit of info on this. Where's the inside here? There we go. Okay. You can kind of see in here that rubberized coating. I don't know if you can see it. I can definitely feel it. That's the outside, which is the same material as everything else. The inside has that rubberized coating. The bottom of this tent does as well. So it is a pretty well-made tent for all intents and purposes. I was kind of concerned because, you know, it's an unknown origin, probably made in China. Didn't think it was going to be all that great. Turns out it was a pretty darn good tent. So let me pack it back in the bag. I'm going to give you final info on it. There it is, back in a nice lightweight carrying case. I'm impressed with it, I have to say. I was a little concerned. I thought at first, you know, this is going to be one of those kids' tents that you give your kids to play with in the backyard. Turns out it's an actual serious, nice-looking tent. And it was very easy to set up and tear down, and that's kind of important, especially if you have to move quickly. You know, if you camped out somewhere at a bug-out location, that's great. But if you have to get up and move often or quickly, the ability to pack up quick, very handy. So the tent, I will put the link down below. Again, they suggested it to me. My friend did. And I ordered it from Banggood. It's $89.99, so it's 90 bucks. It is currently on part of the flash sale they're having for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I will put all those links down below as well if you're interested in checking out all the other stuff that the site has. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store down below. We have everything that I review in there, unless it's not on Amazon. Don't forget to check our freeze-dried wholesalers link. Click the link, you save 15%. Make sure you check that out because things are moving fast and I want everybody to get in on the deals. We also have our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. Tons of bulk food deals there. Bulk food, that is. Deals there. You can check them out. And Thrive Life. I do have a Thrive video coming up soon, so don't forget to check it. If you like the stuff on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click the thumbs up if you like the video, and I appreciate you watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.